So good afternoon. Today we discuss about the topic cultivation of fungi. So in this chapter is coming under course outcome 5. Okay. So in this chapter we are studying the following things like introduction. In introduction we will study the definition, general characteristics, and next is the reproduction, and finally the cultivation. And first we can see the introduction of cultivation of fungi. So we all know fungi, they are a diverse group of non-motile eukaryotic organism and that contain all the membrane-bound organelle. And they are obligate, facultative, aerobic organism also, and they can exist as saprophytes. Okay, and coming to the general characteristics, that lack chlorophyll pigment, and they are obligate, facultative, aerobic organism means they doesn't require oxygen for their cultivation or their growth. And coming to the cell wall, the main composition of the cell wall of fungi is a chitin. So chitin can give cell wall rigidity, and here the first fungi identified by the scientist Agostino Bassi from muscardine disease of silkworm, and we can call mycology, which deals with the study of fungi. So these are the introduction portion of cultivation of fungi. Okay, and next is the classification of fungi. So you can classify the fungi into mainly two categories. Based on cell morphology, you can classify the fungi into 4 types like molds, yeast-like fungi, dimorphic fungi. And based on the sexual spore formation, you can classify the fungi into again 4 types. They are zygomycetes, ascomycetes, basidiomycetes and deuteriomycetes. So there are 2 types of classification you can see in case of fungi. So among that, first we can see the first classification, that is based on the morphology. So first one is molds. Molds can be also called it as filamentous or mycelial fungi because that consists of true mycelium in the structure. So in the molds, so they are growing continuously and form branching filaments. So that branching filaments you can call it as what? Hyphae. And if hyphae continues to grow, you can see a tangled mass in their structure. That particular structure you can call it as what? Mycelium. That's why we are calling molds true mycelium fungus. Okay, and coming to the composition. So here also you can see the main composition is chitin. And you can categorize the molds into 2 types based on the septae. Septae means the intersection that can be found on hyphae. So based on the presence of septae, you can classify the fungi class molds into 2 groups, septate fungi and the non-septate fungi. Okay, and here is the picture. You can distinguish septate and non-septate. In the first picture, you can see the intersection on hyphae, and in second picture, you can see there is no such intersection. And the second one is the yeast. So yeast, they are round, oval and elongated structure, and usually that are reproduced by simple budding process. So budding process means you can see in the picture, already we have mentioned that yeast, they are possessing round or oval shape. Okay, and in the second picture you can see one protuberance formation at the one end of the parent structure, and continuously that will grow and finally the daughter cell will get detached from the parent cell. So that process you can call it as what? Budding process. So yeast follows the reproduction, simple budding. And coming to the cell wall composition, like molds, here also the main composition is chitin, 1 to 10%, and another composition is very important, that is a glucan. Glucan means the composition percentage will be 50 to 60%. So due to the composition of chitin and glucan, you can see the cell division and cell rigidity. Okay, and this type of organism will grow best in the acidic environment and that are highly tolerate high sugar composition. Means if there is carbohydrate or sugar presence, you can see rapid growth of yeast. So for the cultivation of these type of yeast organism, you have to maintain the pH, acidic pH, that is 5.5. Okay. And the third one is a yeast-like fungi. Yeast-like fungi, again you can see the shape, oval or round shape, and they are unicellular in nature. So similar to the previous one, that is yeast, here also you can see the budding process for the reproduction. But here only one difference, the daughter cell will not get detached from parent cell. So the structure will be like a chain. So that is the main difference between yeast and yeast-like fungi. Example for yeast-like fungi is a candidate albicans. So this is the structure of yeast-like fungi. And the last one is a dimorphic fungi. So almost all the pathogenic species can exhibit dimorphism. Dimorphism means two forms they can exist, that will be depends on the temperature and the carbon dioxide. Okay, if you are maintaining the temperature 37 degrees Celsius, you can see the growth of yeast. And if you are maintaining the temperature 25 degrees Celsius, the fungus will be grow like mold. So two forms can exist, depends on the temperature and carbon dioxide availability. So this is the first classification based on the cell morphology. So first one is mold, second one is yeast, third one yeast-like fungi, and the fourth one is a dimorphic fungi. Okay.